Hey, all you holistic hipsters out there, it's that time. So grab your chalice of choice and sit back and sip along with us. We would love to welcome you to the Tea Podcast, where we spill the tea on all things holistic in the pet grooming industry. Let me introduce you to our hostesses with the mostesses.
She is the socialite of skin and coat care, Ms. Michelle Knowles.
And the queen bee of all things oily, Ms. Melissa Conti-Diener. Brought to you by TheOilyGroomer.com. Are you searching for a new and more mindful way of grooming? Interested in understanding how to grow your grooming business with a more holistic and organic approach? Please contact Melissa Conti-Diener at TheOilyGroomer.com so that you can set up a meeting and bring balance and prosperity to your life. And AllThingsPaw.com. Intermediate and advanced courses in pet esthetician work, fear recovery, animal handling, and more. Get your learn on with All Things Paw. Also, classes with Melissa, online and self-guided, intuitive energy work, transitional therapy, and compassionate touchpoint therapy, and more. And the Herbal Paw Pet Apothecary, tailored for the individual pet, phone consultations, history gathering, and the home of the Herbal First Aid Kit.
Now, let's get the tea party started.
Alrighty then. Yay! We're doing it again. We woke up again.
Yes. I'm already yawning because I woke up at 4:30 this morning.
That sounds like my normal day. And then I have to fall
It's
asleep.
a normal day for me too. The alarm
nap.
A midday nap is definitely in the cards, I think.
No, I mean like a mid-morning nap and an afternoon nap, an evening nap, and then all night, and then wake up at 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning, and that's how you live.
I nod. I nod at night. My husband will look over at me and be like, "Are you watching this?" And I'll be like, "Yeah. What part of it? Where are we? What part of this movie are we?"
Right. Just tell me, refresh. What happened?
Resting my eyelids. That's what I usually say.
Oh my goodness.
So how are you today, Miss Michelle?
I am getting better from a tiny sickness that I had that was severe but small.
Well,
how about that?
Severe but small is good.
Yeah, it was severe, but it's clearing up now. I'm now clearing my lungs, and I think that I'm done with my fever and all that. So yeah, I know it was severe, but tiny.
Plenty of that. Keep that over there.
I don't think you can get it through the video.
No. So what's in your teacup this morning?
My teacup is Custom Potions, Mystical Fortune Teller Custom Potions. Oh, you can't see it here.
Oh, there it goes. Now I can see.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and the inside is like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I see those.
And the inside is a mixture. It has my orange and clove in it, like I love, but it is an expectorant to clear the lungs and an anti-inflammatory as well. Nice. So I am better. I'm better today. It's only been a couple days that were really bad. Now I'm feeling much better.
Nice.
So, yay, delish. How about you, babe?
My Marie cup, one of my favorites so far, besides my gifts from Erin that she gave me some awesome cups. But I love this one. And I love that it's dimpled.
Right. The dimpling is everything, right?
I don't know. I'm a very tactile person. So like that to me was just like, oh my God, this has little, divots in it. And I actually have a beautiful rose tea in here. So I need something that is, I don't know. I'm feeling very pretty today. So I wanted something pretty.
You are pretty. You're so beautiful today.
I feel pretty.
I look like a hot mess and I just came in from the garden.
I came from a business meeting. So when I have to go to business meetings, I have to get prettier.
Okay.
So no gardening yet for me today. Although today is a gorgeous day out to be out in the garden. It's only going to get to be like 80 something and overcast.
Yeah. Don and I put up all my supports for all my shade cloth. So I got my shade cloth up this morning and I got everything watered. So hopefully that'll keep everything from being burnt to a cinder. I've got 4 actually, but they're in 2 huge pots, 4 flourishing dragon fruit plants that I am so excited that are getting so big. I may have fruit by next year. That's how big they are. And I started them from like little bitty start. So they're now taller than me. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, my puppies are now 9 weeks old. 4 of the girls are 9 weeks. And then I have the 2 boys and the 1 little girl in the other litter that are 7 weeks. And it's great weather for them to learn the doggy door. They're going in and out the doggy door. And
I'm telling you, they are cuter than a bumblebee.
Oh my God.
They are so sweet looking.
They're little fuzz balls.
Mm-hmm.
So John and I put up a fence, and we have a lot of home projects going on here right now. We just had the old weeds pulled all out and some turf put down and some sod put down, and we're having the pool refinished. So my pool will be open in July.
Oh, nice. Just when you need it.
Well, vacant for, it's been empty and vacant for a little over 2 years since John fell in the empty pool when we were going to DIY it ourselves. So finally got around to getting the pool guy out to make the repairs and do what needs to be done. And I will be soaking by the end of this month, because they said it's only going to take them probably a week and a half to get everything done. So
you are more than welcome to come and soak in mine before then.
I know.
Open.
Open doors officially.
Absolutely, always.
Mine is waiting for cosmetic repairs.
Yes, it's going to be beefed up.
Cosmetic improvements. How about that?
Yeah.
Just
usability. What's in your cup, sweetheart?
Mine is that beautiful rose tea that I got from I can't remember the name of the company. I'll have to look it up. But it's very light. I wanted something light, and it just has a little. I just put a little drop of that Hawaiian honey in that I got, and it has that little back taste of sweetness. But I love the rose because I love when I sip it. I know it sounds funny, but I can taste those rose notes up in my sinuses.
Mm-hmm.
And it does have the rose hips in it, which is very nice for a little boost of vitamin C.
Nice. Oh, I ordered us some of that jasmine tea that's all purple.
Oh,
so beautiful. You've seen it, I'm sure.
Yes.
I ordered us some. I have to try it. It's like, oh, it's so cool and delicious. I'm like, okay, I want to do it.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I actually bought some cucumbers, and my dad gave me, I have a whole bushel of lemons. So my brother actually made homemade limoncello.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I haven't cracked open my bottle. He actually made little bottles with a seal and a cork in there. And I know he goes all out. Mm-hmm. So I haven't cracked mine open yet, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all those lemons. I was going to make cucumber lemon water.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe throw a little rosemary in there.
Well, and juice them all and freeze them.
Yeah. Well, I cut
them. Have them for forever, right?
Yeah, I cut them into wedges and slices and freeze those also. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when I fill my big cup, my real big cup, I throw them in there instead of ice.
Nice.
And
I love lemon and cucumber water. That is so good.
So I think I'm going to make some of that, and sometimes I make the cucumber and the lemon ice cubes. So I just take them and macerate them real good, and then pour them in those silicone ice cube trays. Put them in there, and then keep them in there, and just pop them out and throw them in your water. Also, they work really well.
Very nice.
So, 'tis the season. It is May, which we're having a wonderful month without it being too sweltering yet.
I know it's kind of hot. It's kind of hot, but I'm sure it's going to get hotter. I know.
Way hotter.
Really, have you even lived here yet?
Yeah. I live for it. I live for the heat. I am the quintessential old dog or cat. I cannot wait to go
Soak up
out
the
there
heat.
and just be in that sun and soak up that sun.
Yeah.
I love it. It makes my old bones feel so good.
Fair.
John went and
So-
take a bunch of stuff to we have a county dump here. So he went and take a bunch of stuff to the trash dump. And I quickly turned off the AC. I was like, off while he's gone. Because I have a little waffle knit sweater on right now because I'm always cold.
Yeah. I'm always hot.
To Michelle, that's why
I'm hot.
She's the yin to my yang.
Absolutely, we are. Absolutely. Well, this show is the Mid-May Roundup.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff
I
going
would
on.
like Melissa to tell you her exciting news. She's got some really big news.
So it's kind of bittersweet. It's super exciting, but it's also a little bit bittersweet. I'm leaving AZ Pet Grooming Academy / Twin Tails Cageless Grooming up in Glendale. I've been there a little over 2.5 years. I know a lot of people thought I owned the academy, which I do not. I work for Jamie Matson and Bill Matson, and they are the owners. But I was the chief instructor or lead instructor there. And help develop and build the program. I was offered a position at EVIT, so East Valley Institute of Technology, is developing a professional pet groomer program for not only high school students, juniors and seniors, can take the program. They'll be bussed in from their high school and then come to the technical school to learn a skill. And then also young adults from 18 to 25 will also be able to take that as a
it's an accredited trade school.
A technical school. Exciting. So I'm coming in and they've never had grooming before. I worked for CAVIT, which was the Central Arizona Vocational Institute of Technology, and went once a week to work with their vet tech students to learn grooming. Well, this will be my own program. I'm literally right now writing the curriculum, which is a favorite thing of mine to do, and bring this new program to life and to be the spearhead to open this up and bring the students in. They have 2 campuses. Right now, I will be at the campus in Queen Creek, and which is 30 minutes from my house, as opposed to me driving 2 hours to go to work every day back and forth.
I've never known Melissa that she works somewhere that she doesn't drive 2 hours.
I know.
When I first actually met her and befriended her, she was driving all over like 3 states. Like it's so ridiculous. And to have her so close to home with her work, I'm so happy for you. I am so happy for you.
And it is an official Arizona school district, state of Arizona school district. So it is not only has to follow mandates from the actual post-secondary as a trade institute, but they are also a actual Arizona school district, which for high school students. And so I was able to obtain a actual teaching certificate from the state of Arizona. I will actually, oh my God, I'm going to get a little teary. I'm so excited. I will actually be a licensed Arizona teacher, and have a teaching certificate from the state of Arizona, join the teachers union, be part of the Arizona State retirement system.
It's real. It's real, baby. You made it real. It's
as a pet groomer.
Fantastic.
So I've been working more than 15 years to actually, this is the most legitimized way of saying that I don't have a bachelor's degree. I don't have an associate's degree. You can't get that in pet grooming.
Right.
So they will take my life experience, and baby, do I have a lot of life
Oh my
experience.
goodness. You're qualified. I mean, so many of us are. But now I love that you have made this extra step and connected with this trade school, with this,
Yeah.
district that they actually recognize not only your life experience, but the value you bring to their students. And we need so many more pet groomers.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yeah.
you've made that a reality.
Yeah. So
And I
this
just
whole
love
thing
that. This is
and
even different. And I'll say this a little bit further so everybody understands. This is more than just having a licensed pet grooming school.
yeah.
It's so much
It's
more than
different.
that. It's
Yeah.
an actual teaching position with a teacher certificate. And Melissa has achieved that. And I'm so happy for you, friend. I'm head over heels happy for you.
No, thank you.
I think this is amazing, and it's a step in the right direction. I hope to see this more throughout the country, not only throughout the state, but throughout the country, because this is what we're working so hard towards. I really think that everybody needs to push for this. This is one of the first steps in being legitimized by the state, or legitimized by the law, if you will.
Yeah. Even though AZ Pet Grooming Academy is a licensed through the Post-Secondary Board of Education, state of Arizona, which is a feat unto itself.
Yes.
So I don't want to diminish that in any way.
Correct.
That was an amazing thing because so many schools are not state licensed through their Post-Secondary Board. It is a lot of time, money, paperwork, just it's craziness to do for a sole proprietor. You know what I mean? To take that on. So kudos to Jamie and her husband, Bill, for doing that and actually offering another alternative, because right now we only have one other school in the state that is that. And now with EVIT coming in and opening that door up, they also offer it again to young adults 18 to 25 as a low tuition alternative as well. And in the next coming years, they are building a housing facility, and offering scholarship programming for children that are coming out of the foster care system that have aged out at 18.
So they can have a trade.
So they can learn a trade. And how amazing is that? Pet grooming is looked at as an actual trade. Viable trade for these humans that are, coming out of a system that they may have been in for a large majority of their life, and they will be able to step into that role as well. So yeah, just a lot of positive community impact as well.
Yeah,
which is amazing to me. I'm just, and when I saw that they posted the job on Indeed, and I get all the Indeed updates because my students at AZ Pet Grooming Academy always are looking for a position or want to know who's hiring when they're done and when they graduate. And I saw that, and I was like, that they were literally creating a new program in pet grooming, that I knew where the campus was, and I knew it was super close to my house, and that they needed a lead instructor. Curriculum development was part of it. And I looked at it and I was like, no, I'm too old. And I'm like, they're not going to want
Don't worry, I've already yelled at her. No,
she's not too old.
That's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Kept looking at it and kept looking, and it didn't pop up until the alert didn't even come until like 9 o'clock at night on my phone, which I'm usually in bed way earlier than that because I get up so early. And I kept looking at it and going back and looking at it and rereading the ad. And then finally I was like, screw it. I'm just going to throw my hat in the ring. But I was so scared, that little voice, that self-saboteur just always rears her ugly freaking head. But
look at you now, because you decided to not listen to that voice.
Yeah.
See? Oh my gosh, it is possible. You just have to do it. You just have to do it.
Yeah, it was amazing that they called me, and then they usually do a one-on-one interview, and they wound up bringing in all these other educators there that wanted to meet me. And so it's just and I haven't even started yet. And it's just been a very,
but she's been onboarded.
Yes, today was my onboarding.
She has the package. The wet signature is drying as we speak.
Yes, so it is. And then this was my last week with AZ Pet Grooming Academy Twin Tails, which again is going to be very bittersweet for me. So I love everyone that I work with. I so enjoyed my time there with them, but I feel like that this door has been something I've been working towards forever.
Yeah.
And to have the opportunity to step into that role, I couldn't have done it without being a part of AZ Pet Grooming Academy and being a part of all the other steps that are doors that I walked through before that.
That's right.
So it just all led up to this, and I love a new shiny anything. Mm-hmm. So, and this is a new shiny for sure.
No, it's a step up. That's for sure. Absolutely. And I can't think of a better person to lead the way in this state to do this. I really can't. You are a shining example of what leadership and an instructor should be. You are one of the best that I've ever had to work with.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so happy for you. I cannot even say. I cannot. I've already said all this in private. So I just want to say it so people. I'm just so proud. So proud of you.
Now, I'm proud of myself, and I don't say that a lot. I usually don't give myself very many kudos, but I'm very proud of myself for stepping outside of my comfort zone and moving out of where I know the program, I know everything about where I'm at, and tackling something brand new with high school students. And
it's huge. You're catching them right as they're going in, and they're going to get a great learning experience. They're not going to be, mentored by some fly by night, or my grandma used to do it, and so that I learned from her, and I've never been to any continuing education or a show or nothing. It's a new experience. They're going to go and they're going to get the best possible education right off the bat. And that's what I really love. I really love that. Sorry to any grandmas out there who have taught anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm about you specifically, but you all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, it'll be great. And it's just going to be a whole different existence.
Mm-hmm. And it's so close.
It's so close, and I have all the holidays off, and just a lot of perks with the union and with the way that they just financially it's a step up. Just a lot of things are just kind of falling into place with it. Mm-hmm. So I'm extremely excited to become a part of that, and be able to actually create a program.
Mm-hmm.
And I love working with high school.
You love creating programs.
I do. You used to tease me and say I was the content queen. I love creating that. So it's, it is a way for me to continuously change and
you refine what you're teaching. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All those little pieces that you forgot to add in, or that you've learned since the last one, you get to add in this one. So I'm so excited to see where this takes you. I'm excited to see all those new groomers come out and know what they're doing. That makes me happy.
I know. So bittersweet. I just started at AZ Pet Grooming Academy with 6 new groomers. So Sarah Peterson, who is a colleague of mine there, amazing groomer, is going to step into my shoes, which she will fit perfectly. She will do an amazing job, and I have no qualms about leaving it in her charge. And she will make the program hers, and she has a lot to offer. So I see that as a seamless transition as well. So I'm very happy. While I will miss everyone, I'm extremely happy to have this opportunity to step into.
Think of it this way, a lot of people can't travel to Queen Creek, which is where the campus is.
Yeah.
And Melissa has left a legacy at the Grooming Academy where she is now. And anybody who goes through that will still have her curriculum. Yeah. And I think that's amazing. So, she's just creating flower gardens wherever she goes.
Well, a lot of those powers are still working at Twin Tails Cageless. So many of
Absolutely. Absolutely.
the former students that have come through work there.
Yeah.
And just this last class that just graduated, out of 6 students, 2 returned to their home states, 1 to Alaska, the other one back to Chicago. So they're taking that knowledge to those states. And then the rest, the other 4, all were hired by Twin Tails Cageless Grooming. So they're all staying in-house. And so it has become a culture that we've created there, that we've worked so hard to understand and educate the client and learn and know skin and coat, and not just be all about the haircut.
Absolutely. Fantastic job.
So,
fantastic. Outstanding.
Thank you. Outstanding. Huzzah.
Huzzah. Huzzah.
It has been great. And to celebrate, actually, Michelle was a old fuddy-duddy and didn't come with us. Kate and I went and see the yacht rock band, Yachtly Crew. We went out. And
there were so many people there. It was
very people-y.
I could not people. And if you know me, you know.
I know.
That is a special, when I people, it has to be planned. I have to be prepared because that's a lot. I'm a true introvert, truthfully.
Kate and I were laughing though, because we were saying all the way up until we picked up Kate, and then my hubby was our Uber driver, and so he dropped us off down in Tempe, and then we took a real Uber over to the theater. But we got dinner and we had some cocktails and whatnot, and we were laughing because we were saying the whole day up until the show didn't start until 8. We were going to get together around 6:30 for dinner. The whole day we were like, what if I just say I don't feel good and not go?
See, listen.
Yeah. So we were just the whole time, both of us, we were laughing about it because we are that way too, but we have to fight ourselves to get out.
And if they had to drive to my area to go to somewhere, they probably would have opted out as well, because we're just far enough apart, even though we live on opposite sides of Phoenix, basically.
Yes.
In suburbs outside of Phoenix. We're just that far apart that it's kind of hard to just have a drink or something and then drive back home at 12 midnight or whatever. So there is that. And if it's earlier in the day, yes, I would have done it. But
I know. But it was very people-y. But it was fun to just get out and just have some fun.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourself. Kate is a hoot.
I love Kate. I honestly do. She is just, I mean, there's very few people that I consider my ride or die. And Kate is definitely in that very small group. Michelle as well. So that just it's a blessing to have those kind of people in your life. So it makes a huge difference. And sometimes we have to make each other do stuff. We make you come to lunch.
It's true.
They do. We do lunches.
They shame me into it. Yeah. It's horrifying. I'm like, gosh, I can't even live with myself. I have to go.
Well, put your bra on and come out to lunch.
Yes. Ew.
I know. If I have to put my hair on and my hoops in, you can put your bra on and come out and have fun.
Fair. It's the pants. Truthfully.
Yeah, I know. Or put your pants on.
It's so hot here.
I know. But yes.
Well, we just got back from Teton show in Salt Lake City.
Give us the tea on Teton, because it was an all-new show this year, right?
It was an all-new show with new owners, and my contact and the owner of the show, one of them, a co-owner, is Quincy Cole. Quincy, shout out to you, girl. You made that show shine, and I can't even believe how much it's going to grow from there. Everything went just as smoothly as possible. There were a few glitches with the contest ring. I guess they didn't have a wicket, but she's writing all of this down and making sure that she has all those little things taken care of. She is a details person. Everything was just righteous. The tradespeople got in and got their things set up. I had a booth there for all things paw. And it was just magical. Everybody was so happy. The education was on point, and she invited and handpicked everybody to be there for the education. Next year, she has promised we can double in size.
Oh, wow.
We can double the trade,
That's
the tradespeople, and we can also double the education. So that's what she's working on. She wants to keep this show for the everyday groomer. So it's not just concentrated on, like we talked about last time, the standard breed standards and just the cutting of the hair. She wants the entire education for the everyday groomer who really doesn't maybe compete or, exhibit or show. Just the everyday groomer that gets in there and puts their nose to the grindstone and turns those dogs out beautiful every day. And I think that's a different kind of show. Everybody else is doing that. Everybody else goes because, they're competing and this and the other. And you kind of put those people on the pedestal, which they deserve it. They are hardworking people and hardworking competitors, and trying to be the best at a trim is crazy to me. It's just, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. However, that's like 10% of the grooming population, as we've talked about before. The 90% who've never been to a show, who just go to work every day and love on those dogs and make them pretty and make the client happy. She's aiming the show towards them. And I think that's a wonderful idea. We need more shows just like that. Offer them good quality products on the floor, offer them good quality education that they can actually take back and use when they go home. I think it's fantastic. So kudos to her and her entire team. And I believe the Utah Grooming Association had a huge hand in it. So shout out to I don't know all your names, but shout out to you. Absolutely. It was a fantastic experience. It really was. Good
deal. And Erin was with you?
Erin was with me, Erin Shank. She's the shadow assistant of the show.
Her girl wonder, right?
She is a girl
her
wonder.
Batman. So her Batgirl.
She is. So. She is my Marvel hero for sure. She's pretty amazing. She handled it. She the first whole day that the booth was up, I had to speak all day, and she just handled the booth like a pro. Because we worked together.
She is a pro.
She is a pro, but I mean. She's only been to maybe 1 or 2 shows with me as an assistant, but she handled it like she'd been doing it for forever. She had the most sales. Like she just rocked it. I could sit down and be like, "Oh, talk to Erin. She knows everything."
Yeah, exactly.
It was great.
I'm just here for the autograph.
It's true. Yeah, she amazes me every day. She's a good and fantastic all around groomer. Fantastic with people. She knows how to handle things. Eye for detail when I'm not. So she just Girl Fridays for me, and I couldn't be more blessed to have her in my life. She's really wonderful. Good so deal. That's how that went.
Did you meet any new groomers, like or did you get to talk to anybody in particular that you were like, oh, I actually got to meet up with so and so or whatever, or was it
not really? I
knew
everybody that was there,
right?
It was all familiar faces for me. What I think is interesting though is I had the quality of students that I had in my class was absolute chef's kiss. Asked all the right questions, understood what I was talking about. A lot of them had been grooming for quite some years or had multiple modalities in their salon already, like did training and wanted to do spa, but didn't really know where to go and were really interested. I had about 50 students, I think, that stayed with me all day. So it was really good. And they came back to the booth and they were so interested, and they did clarification. The flashcards were a hit for people who just needed that little help making regimen. And several signed up for All Things Spa Academy, where they could become a esthetician or a master esthetician. I think that is amazing. I love it when the students come and they are hungry for the knowledge that you have to give. Yeah. Sometimes you go in and they'll fight you on every point. Well, that's not what I heard, or that's not what I was taught. And I'm like, well, this is something different. Why don't you listen? I don't know. But they were very intuitive, and I think that's really important. I'm only sad that they ask so many good questions and we can't even cover everything. Yeah, because there's so much. There's just hours and hours and hours and hours of stuff that you can find on All Things Academy, All Things Paw Academy. But I only had 5 hours, so we just kind of squished what I thought was the most important points that you could use immediately.
That's always the hardest part.
Yeah, trying to figure out which parts would be the most meaningful to the students. So, but yeah, each and every one of them are colleagues. I cherish you spending so much time with me, and I really appreciate you being so inquisitive and wanting to take your business and your pet practice basically to the next level. I think that's really important.
And what did you teach? What classes did you have?
I did the foundation for skincare. I did ingredients. I did allergies. I did case studies. I did, let's see, 2 more, but I can't remember them. And basically we ended on case studies and then how nuance is very important when making a regimen for somebody with a chronic condition.
Right.
So we did do that. And that's really all we have time for. And then, of course, you always go over, you know, you seldom finish and then have time for questions because there's so much material to cover. But we did it. And a lot of them were afraid to go out and go to the bathroom. So I had to break for 10 minutes here and there. But yeah, it turned out really nicely. It was a really good show. The 10-hour drive was rough. The 10-hour there and 10-hour back drive was rough. But Aaron and I switched off driving, and it wasn't so bad. Coming home was like a horse trying to get back to the barn. It was,
yeah.
It's like, I want to go home now.
Yeah, that's always the worst.
My bed.
Well, and that's the hardest part because I don't think people realize how much energy is expended when 50 students in a room. That's a lot of people. And
it's a tiny little show. It was just tiny.
And it is just really hard for people to understand how much energy is expended teaching and how much you're absorbing as well. Mm-hmm. You're, even though
it's an exchange. It's an exchange of energy. Just like if you go to a big rock concert or something like that, you're going out at the end, even if you're just an audience member, because you're sharing energy with the entire arena. Yes. Basically. And it takes a lot out of you. So educators that go to these shows are super dedicated to making sure that you have that information. I think all of us, it's a huge labor of love. We would love to get paid, and because we need to make a living. Absolutely. Everybody's got a mortgage. Everybody has a food bill. But all in all, it's because we want to, and we really, really think it's important that you guys know this stuff. So kudos to all of the instructors. Kudos to all of the tradespeople that had a booth there selling their wares.
What a chore that is to get all their stuff out there. And
this is a huge example. Evolution Shears. They sell shears. They sell shears. Right. And it takes me 5 minutes to pack up my booth and get the heck out of Dodge. And I wanted to have everybody get together and go to dinner. It takes them hours, as far as I'm concerned. It takes me 5 minutes. I'm bebopping over there, and they haven't put the first shear back in the box that they have laid out on their table, and all their tables and all the stuff they have. And they've got the sharpening station there. It's just ridiculous. And all the tradespeople are like that. They bring this stuff to make sure that you have what you need to do your trade. And it takes a laborious amount of time to pack back up again and go on to the next show. That's a lifestyle if I've ever heard it. Some of these people go to every single show and they're on the road almost 365 days a year. It's rare that you see them with pictures and they're vacationing. It's well-deserved. That is I couldn't do it. I couldn't drive all over like that. I couldn't be on the road like that. I'm not built like that. I belong in the Shire. I am a hobbit. I love my bed, my pillows, and my tiny garden. I like my second breakfast. That's just how I roll.
I enjoy travel, but I like it in small bursts. But
you love luxury when you get there.
Exactly. But small bursts of it. Like, okay, this is enough. Now I want to go home with my 9,000 dogs and 2 cats and and just be back to me. But I love I like to travel. I like to meet all the different people too. I think that that's, always so great is to hear. I love to hear the stories from all the other groomers.
Mm-hmm.
I love groomers. So
love groomers.
that's like my tribe, like my people. And so even if every single groomer doesn't love me, I'm sure I don't love actually, I'm sure I do love every single groomer. I just maybe am not for every single one, but I don't, have a disdain for any of them. But I just feel like it fills you.
Mm-hmm.
We could do this back and forth and do, like, in June, I have the Groomer Wellness Summit on Mary Quendo's Positive Education coming up. And so those are phenomenal to do the online summits. And
summits are amazing. Shout out to Mary Quendo, absolutely, for getting those together.
Yeah. And
I think Angie Coates is also going to become a huge part of that. I think they're
well, Angie's been handling this one. I've been dealing with Angie more.
Well, I think that Angie's actually taking over Positive Ed.
Oh, great.
Sorry if I wasn't supposed to reveal that, but I think that a huge part of Angie's deal is that she is taking over that for Mary. Mary's going on to other things.
So. Right. Well, I couldn't think of a better person.
I couldn't either. Angie is the shit. And so is Mary. Mary has mentored so many people successfully, and I think the world of both of them.
Me too. But I mean, but it still isn't the same as meeting face to face, as seeing all those people and talking to all those people. And I mean, like when we were in Pasadena, just even running from the booth, because when you have a booth, you're tied to your booth, and even just running to the bathroom, and of course, ladies' room's always a line, and being in line at the ladies' room, people being like, "Can I take my picture with you?" The quintessential bathroom selfie,
Right.
And I'm always, me, I'm a sucker for a selfie. I'll jump right in there. I don't care if I'm walking in.
Just my pearls.
I don't care if I'm almost walking into the stall. Ask me. There will be a day that people will be like, "You're who? Who? What?"
I doubt
it. So I'm happy anybody knows who I am, or they know anything that I'm affiliated with. I'm thrilled. So I just love to do that. But I think I'm like you, that I have to stay fairly local. I can't do the big long treks anymore, and
it's hard on me.
It is just a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot.
I spent most of my youth on getting my husband through his master's degree blind, and I think it did something to me, and I'm just like, okay, that's it. That's all I got. Now I'm working on fumes. I can't do it anymore. The travel is hard, so I won't do a lot of shows. I think only
just coming back, like coming down from that. Like, it used to take me a few days to recoup when I used to do the circuit and all that, and now it takes me weeks to recoup, like just to regain the energy. I'm just so drained.
Yeah, the next two shows I'm going to is Rocky Mountain. I'll be there.
Right.
I'm speaking for I have 3 classes there, but I won't have a booth. And then I've been invited to Dallas for the Classic, the Pro Pet Classic.
Right.
And I think I'm only doing my series of a 4-hour series on skin. And I'm just flying in, and then they're flying me back out again. And those are my last 2 shows for this year. I don't know if I'm going to do any major shows. I'll probably do Teton again next year. But my show presence is probably going to be really limited, just because the travel is super hard on me now. And we'll see what happens.
Yep. I don't know when I'll do another one. Just because
you'll be busy teaching with your actual teaching certificate, ma'am.
I know. Being the school marm that I'll be.
Yes, with your glasses.
Yeah, with my glasses. So
Jimmy, pay attention.
That's right. I'll make it look good though. So
I know you will. The last thing on our agenda today, we wanted to talk about again the Master Groomers Council of Best Practices.
Yes.
That is a council to which any groomer can be a member of. It's free. We have Meg Alfredo working on getting the second edition together so we can put it in print form so that clients can actually download it from Amazon.
Do you have the website, Michelle? Can you put
that
up?
I do. Let's see. I don't know how to do what you do. You'll probably be better at it than I will.
I think it's in hang on. I think you can put it in the chat.
Really? I don't have a chat.
Yeah, you do. It's all the way. It's on your right. Sorry. Pause for a minute, everybody, while I school Michelle on this.
Be teacher.
I know. It's on your right hand of the screen. It says private chat.
Oh.
You see it over there all the way at the bottom?
Yeah.
Comments, banner, or you could put it into comments also. Or put it in both. And then that should show up while y'all are watching this, since this is recorded.
I think that's it.
So, which one did you? Oh, yeah, it popped up as.
Yeah, okay. That's the one.
So I'll put it in.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can visit there, and there is a download of our first edition. That's free. If you have a master of anything, you get to vote on verbiage. You can be a master feline groomer, a master, pet groomer, dog groomer, whatever. If you have a master, you have voting rights. But if you don't have a master, anybody can introduce new verbiage or challenge old verbiage. And that will keep us, it's a living document that will change as we change. The goal of the Master Groomer Council of Best Practices is to present standards that clients can access to be educated and to ask better questions and know what's expected from a grooming client. And this ultimately leads to something we've all discussed before. We probably need a board of groomers on every state. Ideally, it would be through each state's grooming council or grooming association, but that's not always possible for some reason or another. But there should be a board where, let's say a client has a bad experience with a groomer and is really upset. There should be a council to which the client can go to and say, hey, this happened to my dog. Is this right or wrong? Were these bad practices? What's going on? And the reason we created the best practices is because that is a standard of care, is what they call it, for safety, for grooming processes and things like that, to which to measure against when something bad does go wrong. And ideally, there would be a board. Every veterinarian has to answer to a board of their own.
There it is.
Yeah. And every cosmetology person answers to a board of other cosmetologists. Every doctor has a board of doctors that they go to in case they do something wrong or somebody accuses them of doing something wrong. So, every plumber, electrician, everybody has a board of their peers.
Everybody has some sort of, or at least professional, some kind of a head of a way for them to set up and like an oversight committee.
Exactly.
Now, that's the word
I'm not saying that these boards have the ability to legislate, but they're a good place to go to decide whether or not legislation should be enacted or whether a court case should be entered into. Because you have to decide, was this right or wrong? And they're not going to withhold somebody filing a court case if they want to. But at least there would be an answering body to which a client could go to, or another groomer could go to and say, hey, is this right? Did she do this? Did I do this right? And just a standard of care by which to measure the care that you give in your practice. And that's something we thought about for a long time. I think it would be even better than licensing because we do push for some kind of a master certificate. And there are solid ongoing certifications. One is IPG.
Right.
Another one is International Society of Canine Cosmetology, which I think is probably the creme de la creme. It's the most thorough. However, IPG, their focus is more on safety And
Right.
it's a broad range of information that I think will turn out a very decent groomer. And I think their master program is very thorough, but they're less on perfection, basically,
Right.
and more on safety, handling, and procedural work. So I am a member of IPG. Now, National Dog Groomers Association of America has gone through an ownership change, which they are now through AKC or
Yes.
through
They're owned by AKC. If you
but
go,
they're still in a lot of flux right now.
right, but if you go to their website, at the bottom of their website, it literally for the email address, it's at akc.org. So it is owned by AKC. I was just on their site not too long ago because I had to show the people that I'm learning about the grooming industry from me at the new job. They were wanting a board. They were wanting something that they could have the students take a test like their electrician students do, or their plumbing students, or even the fire, the ones that are taking the EMT and fire to be a fireman and all those things. They all have oversight boards. They all have some kind of a board. And I said, we don't. And I had to explain to them that the only way we certify as a industry is in breeds. Like you could be certified in terriers or sporting or non-sporting or whatever, but there is no overall skills assessment to say you are a master of grooming. And especially someone that's a pet groomer.
Now, I would change that a little bit and saying that IPG and International Society for Canine Cosmetology, I believe that is a recognized certification of your mastery of your craft.
Right.
However, I don't believe that they're as complete as they could be as far as therapeutics and specialties. However, there's close to a certification of what we have in the pet grooming industry at this time. Now, there are others, but they're not very long lived. So I won't mention them here, time constraints and whatnot. But there are ones coming up that may prove to be a really good program as well. And I know they're going to come at me and say, oh, what about this one? What about this one? Yeah, they're out there. But the most long lived that are still functioning in their capacity as certifying bodies, they're still there. And those are, to me, IPG and Pam Lauritsen's ISCC.
Right.
So.
Well, I think they're more encompassing of things like skin and coat and handling and so
they give you an all-around certification on grooming.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I do have a certification myself, the animal esthetician for salon environment and the master animal esthetician for veterinary work, but that's considered almost a specialty in this environment, in the pet grooming environment. So that's on top of and separate than your regular everyday well-rounded certification. In a perfect world, we will have meshed ourselves together, and that will be offered within one of those as well. But as of now, they're not, and you are welcome to enroll if you want. Shameless plug.
Oh, there you go. Yes.
So,
it's nice that we have some options within the industry to choose from. And if you are into, you want to know all those breed standards, you can go through something like National Dog Groomers of America. Or if you are more into the overall, like Pam's, canine cosmetologist, or you can
Pam's program. This is how I have heard them ranked, and I've gone through their material. IPG is the overall groomer, and that's a good program. It's an excellent program. It is lengthy, and they do cover skin and coat all the way down to breed standards. National Dog Groomers Association concentrates on dog conformation, on the breed standard of each one. Pam's is like a college level certification, the International Society for Canine Cosmetologists. her material, she started it all. I mean, let's be serious. She started the certification process way back in the day. There wouldn't be certification without her. And she still has the most difficult, and it is said that when you graduate and you have your meritus from her program, you can take any dog right to the show ring. So that's what her focus is. Not only good practices in safety, zoonosis, all those other things, zoonotics, all those things. She covers everything. She does have a small portion on skin and coat, but again, none of them, in my opinion, are thoroughly therapeutic and go to the length of a therapeutic esthetician. And I think that's the only foible of all the certifications. Before I die, I hope to meld with one of those programs or all of them so that information is included. I think that would be really helpful. So then you would be everything. You would get certified for everything through those things. So, but they're on tier. One day, someday, and we get closer every day. There, we couldn't have imagined 3 years ago you'd have a teaching certificate. You know what I mean? An actual teaching certificate. But now you do. So what can happen in the next 3 years?
Exactly.
It can happen. It can happen. So please join the Master Groomer Council of Best Practices. Have your voice.
You don't have to be a master groomer to join.
You don't. Anybody can join. If you're in the pet industry, you can join.
Right.
Even if you're just a trainer, even if you're just whatever. If you work with pets in the pet industry, please come on down. Get your voice heard.
Absolutely. It's a good cause to push us into that direction.
Absolutely. And on that note,
Are we time's up already? Play our music out.
I just love this music.
There's your music, please.
I know. Every time music plays now, she's just like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I blame Sarah McLachlan.
As I look down and my monsters have ripped up a little sticky note they managed to take out of my trash can. So I have confetti all over the floor at my feet.
We love you all. Thank you for coming and spending some time with us. And may your next sip be just delicious as your last.